before heading out to meet Mark, Zandale Randolph, now stepping into the role of Bulletproof, makes his way to Art's shop. The veteran costume designer, known for outfitting some of the greatest heroes, is taken aback when Zandale walks in. Art studies him for a moment before asking if Black Samson sent him, clearly trying to place the unfamiliar figure in his shop. Zandale shakes his head and clarifies that he wasn't connected to Samson, but had lent a hand to the new green ghost in the past. That seemed to ring a bell, but Art is still processing what exactly this visit is about. As Zandale looks around the shop, his eyes land on Mark Grayson's iconic Invincible suit. There's an instant sense of admiration and temptation. He reaches for it, wondering if it might be the right fit for him. But Art immediately shuts that idea down. That one's spoken for, he states firmly. Disappointed but not discouraged, Zandale scans the other options. His attention is drawn to a different suit, one adorned with a bold solar disk. Something about it just feels right. With a confident nod, he decides to give it a try. Far from Earth, in the cold, sterile halls of a Viltrumite medical vessel, Eve sits in silent agony. Mark lies before her, pale and weakened, barely clinging to life. The advanced alien technology surrounding him hums with activity, but none of it offers her any reassurance. Tears stream down her face as she watches him, desperate for any sign of improvement. The Viltrumite doctors working on him, however, are far less sentimental. One of them turns to her, expressionless, and orders her to leave. She's in the way. Reluctantly, Eve steps back, knowing there's nothing she can do, but it doesn't ease the pain of helplessness. Meanwhile, Zandale arrives and catches sight of Eve. He can see the sorrow in her eyes, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on her. Without hesitation, he approaches, hoping to offer some form of comfort. Not far away, Rexplode's drone watches Amanda from a distance. She, too, is lost in her own sadness. But instead of coming to her side, Rex turns away, his silence speaking volumes. Amanda notices, and it only deepens her sorrow. Later, at the Grayson house, Eve sits in a daze, lost in thought. The phone in her hand rings, snapping her back to reality. It's a business call from Invincible Incorporated. Even with Mark gone, responsibilities don't wait. Zandale, standing nearby, immediately offers to help. But Eve hesitates. She recalls how people reacted when he tried to fill in for Mark before. Clients had demanded refunds, unwilling to accept anyone other than the real Invincible. Zandale doesn't back down. He ponders the issue for a moment before a solution dawns on him. If people expect Invincible, then maybe he needs to make them believe he is invincible. Without hesitation, he takes a drastic step, unbraiding his signature cornrows and shaving his facial hair. He examines his reflection in the mirror. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Now, all that's left is the costume. He retrieves Mark's suit, slipping into it with newfound determination. He doesn't plan on getting close enough for anyone to notice the difference. If they just see a blue and yellow blur saving the day, maybe they won't question it. Taking a deep breath, he steps outside and takes off into the sky. As Eve continues her business call, she monitors Zandale's progress. He moves fast, but she immediately notices a difference. Mark is quicker than this, she mutters under her breath. In his haste, Zandale accidentally fumbles the phone, nearly dropping it mid-flight. There's no time to worry about that now, though. His attention is drawn to the scene unfolding ahead. At a local power station, chaos reigns. Electricity arcs wildly, the air thick with the scent of burning metal. At the center of it all is the Walking Dread, a villain absorbing raw energy, his form pulsing with stolen power. Zandale wastes no time. He barrels into the villain, catching him off guard. The impact sends them both crashing through a nearby structure. Back at the Grayson house, Eve is alone, the weight of Mark's absence crushing her. She wipes away fresh tears just as Zandale returns. He reports the fight's outcome. The Walking Dread had taken in too much energy and burned himself out. Cecil would need to take care of imprisoning him. But Zandale isn't here just to give an update. He sees Eve's pain and, without hesitation, offers to stay with her, to keep her company. The offer, however, is misinterpreted. Eve's expression shifts, and she immediately assumes that Bulletproof wants to sleep with her. She tenses, her sorrow momentarily replaced with anger. Zandale quickly realizes his mistake. He clarifies his intentions, assuring her that he meant nothing inappropriate, but also adds that he wouldn't do anything unless she wanted him to. That only makes things more awkward. Eve shakes her head, clearly not in the mood for this conversation. She tells him to leave. With a sigh, Zandale nods and exits. Back at his apartment, Zandale reflects on what just happened. He regrets the way things played out, wishing he had chosen his words more carefully. He hadn't meant to upset Eve. He only wanted to help. Before he can dwell on it for too long, he's interrupted by an unexpected presence. A woman approaches, her eyes scanning him with interest. She takes in the sight of his costume, a smirk playing on her lips. "I like the look," she remarks, stepping closer. Her voice drops slightly, playful and teasing. "But I think I'd like it better if you took it off." For the first time in what feels like ages, Zandale allows himself a smile. Maybe tonight won't be so bad after all. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Invincible, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into your favorite comics. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this chapter and what you're excited to see next. See you in the next video.